Well, normally I begin by saying top of the morning, but I am saying a very, very good Friday evening. The sun is shining. It is absolutely beautiful. Thanks for catching the Aired Out podcast. Nice to be with you on this Friday night. I'm J.D. Green, Fly on the Wall Productions, North Main Street in Barrie, and, of course, seen and heard everywhere you get your podcast. We appreciate your eyes, your ears. I've got with me in the studio this evening the head coach of the Vermont Ravens, Bob Lamb, along with Chris Emmons, who is a fourth-season player for the team, and I am so honored and excited to have you guys in here. We have been waiting to do this for a long time. Am I right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm glad we finally were able to put it together and get here.
Yeah, and thanks to your wife, Carrie, for staying on us and saying, hey, we got to get this down on the calendar.
Yes.
Let's stop fooling around here. This has to happen. Because there's some pretty time-sensitive reasons why you're on the air, because we have some really exciting news.
Yeah, we have our first home game this coming Sunday at Norwich University.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Dude, that's fantastic.
Yes.
How did we get Norwich? And is this a long-term thing?
We're hoping it's a long-term thing. For right now, it's just this season, but we hope to have a long-term future there. It came about just by Carrie doing a lot of hard legwork to make the contacts and talk to the right people, and we were finally able to iron out all the details and come to an agreement on a contract. So we're really excited to be there this season. We look forward to it.
Carrie, your wife.
My wife, Carrie. Yes.
Congratulations, and thank you, Carrie, for kicking butt with that department.
Absolutely.
Man, that's a pardon the pun here. That's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown. We are so excited to be more centrally located to kind of draw the Central Vermont crowd to our games this year.
And what a facility, too.
A beautiful facility, and we thank Norwich for letting us host our games there.
Wow. So the first game at Norwich is this coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday, yes.
But your season has already started.
That is correct. This will actually be our third game of the season.
You're 0-2 right now.
We are 0-2. We have a lot of young new guys on the team this year, so we're kind of feeling our way a little bit, trying to understand positions, where people are going to play, how they fit with the team. Like I said, we have an influx of young players. Unfortunately, we also had a group of veterans who decided to retire this year, so it's kind of left a gap that we're trying to fill and figure out.
Understand. Are they still going to be involved with the team in some capacity?
Yeah, some of them still are. You may know a few of them. Clay Torres
Oh,
is
Clay's
one.
amazing.
He has retired from playing, but he's been helping out. He is also a board member of the league that we actually play in.
Wow.
Roy Rose is another veteran who decided to hang up his cleats, and he's been helping out at practice. And George Campbell, who I think you know.
George was on the air with us.
Yeah.
With Dan Winters.
He retired this year, but he is a board member of the Ravens now, and he has also been helping out at practice. So
Wow.
we really appreciate those guys giving us their time and helping us out.
New England Football League.
Correct.
That's what this is.
Correct.
And season number 18 for the Ravens.
Yes.
17 or 18
17
right
or
now.
18, yes.
What is the New England Football League?
It is from my understanding, the oldest semi-pro league in the country at this point.
Really?
90 plus years, yes.
Wow.
Yes. It's been around a long time.
When I hear that, what's that, Chris?
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, when I hear this, it's like, you guys got to be on with Lori Shepard in the Four Quarters podcast.
I do know of Lori, and I hope we can work that out. That would be
I'm
great.
saying we're setting that up tonight. That's happening tonight.
That would be great.
Chris, what is your story? Chris Emmons, you are from where now?
I'm from Barry.
All right, right here.
Yep.
Tell me about you. Where'd you go to school?
I went to school. I went to high school at Spalding. I did not play football in school.
All right, so I'm curious now.
I actually didn't start playing football until I started playing with the Ravens.
Seriously?
Yep.
And how old were you when that started?
Creaking.
Damn.
Let's see, that was 2021.
All right.
So 45.
So what did you fall in and hit your head on something to wake up at 45 years old and say, I want to start playing football and go out and get my ass whooped around on a field?
Actually, I had been asked a while ago. George Campbell actually asked me a while ago when I used to work with him if I wanted to play. And I was like, no. And I really wish I would have. But then my son asked me, Mikey Emmons, he asked me to play. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It's something to do with you, so why not?
Really?
And now he hung up his cleats, but I'm not going to yet. I'm not ready to.
No kidding. Damn. I mean, that's so cool. And your position is your alignment, right?
Yes.
Which I'm not entirely shocked about. I mean, I at least know that much about football. You're not a running back.
Nope.
Right? All right. So did not play for Spalding, but you must have always loved football or followed football.
I've played the games, with friends, not in a high school team setting or anything like that. Just
Right.
But it was always fun.
But not being coached with football from a young child through middle school and into and through high school, all of a sudden you're being thrusted into this environment where there is a massive amount of competition and discipline, and you've got a coach telling you what to do. You've got trainers. What was that like for you, Chris? That's got to be an adjustment.
No, not really.
No?
I've learned a lot from the coach, from Coach Lamb, from other coaches, from the veteran players. Just I know that I have to be coachable. So if I'm doing something wrong, they tell me I'm doing it wrong, I got to do what I can to adjust it. And it's nothing that I wouldn't be used to. I think being this age and doing that now, I'd be a little less, that's the word I'm looking for. I think as a child, I would have been more defiant.
Yeah, I got you. I think maybe though, Bob.
Yes.
There's got to be a little bit of you that must have said at some point, "Man, how did this guy slip through my fingers with youth football in this right here in Central Vermont?"
Yeah. We are very happy to have Chris. We have a wide range of athletes. We have guys like Chris that have never played in a competitive setting. We have guys that have played all the way through youth, high school, and have gone on to college and play. We have former high school athletes that play. So we have a wide variety of guys. And like Chris said, you need to be coachable, and all of these guys are, which is we have a lot of fun. We've had a lot of success in the 4 years that I've been coaching, and I think that's a compliment to them and being coachable and allowing us, the coaching staff, to get our vision across to them, and them, executing it on the field. They do a really good job of that.
Is Chris a good player?
Chris is a good player. I wish we would have had him a little sooner, but
What's good about him?
he's very coachable. He's hardworking, and he listens. He listens well. He takes direction very well, and he's a great teammate. You can ask any of the 35 guys we have on our team. Chris would do anything for you. If he can do it, he will do it.
Chris, what's so great about Coach Bob Layham?
Well, Coach's attitude, actually, towards the players and how he coaches everything is, in my opinion, excellent. Good friend too.
Yeah.
I don't have any issues with him. I don't get mad at him.
Wow.
I do ruffle feathers every now and then, but
Yeah,
I
but
try
you have
not to.
Yeah.
It's called tough love. You got to get used to it.
You guys take this very seriously. This is not just getting together and throwing a football around and having some fun.
That is correct.
But it's still fun.
But it's still
It is
fun.
still
right.
fun.
It is
Yes.
still fun. Yeah, we practice. We started practice at the end of April. We practice twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And, we're traveling. As you said, we're playing in New England Football League. So we're traveling to Maine. We're traveling to Massachusetts. We're traveling to Rhode Island.
You were just in Rhode Island.
We were just in Rhode Island last week, yes. Yeah, so you've got to be dedicated. You have to want to do it.
That's right there. That's the payback for this. That's the compensation for this, is the reward that you get as a player. You guys your players are not making a salary here.
No, that is correct. They actually have to pay to play.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around, correct. Yes. Yeah, we rely on the player dues and sponsorships from businesses to have our season. It costs us about $15,000 a year to play a season. So, yes, they have to be very dedicated to want to do this.
They've got to be able to not only commit to practice times and stuff, but also to show the goods when they get out in the field.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and we have a lot of really, really good players that I'm very happy to coach.
What about the cost of equipment? My God,
it's quite extensive. I mean, a helmet can range anywhere on the lighter side, $250 to a new helmet, can be $700-800.
Yep.
You're talking shoulder pads. That's another. On the lower side, $100 to more professional or collegiate looking. It could be $300 or $400 for a set of shoulder pads, and then on top of that, you have to buy your game uniforms. You have to buy your practice uniform, and you're spending money to get to practice and to get to these away games. You have to drive to these away games. We don't have a team bus or anything like that. Each player has to get there on their own, and also they have to get to practice. As we were talking earlier. We're based in Central Vermont, in Barre, and we have guys coming from Glens Falls, New York. We have guys coming from St. Albans. We have guys coming from Rutland. I just talked to a guy yesterday who's thinking about playing, and he lives in Ballston Springs, New York, who's thinking of coming up and playing with us.
that's unreal.
Yeah. Like I said, they have to be dedicated, and they have to want to play.
What does this tell both of you? What does this tell you about these people?
I think it's great. I think it's great for the game. The game of football has seen some bad press, in the last few years with concussions and stuff like that. But I think that this shows that there's still a love for the game. There's still guys out there that want to play and enjoy playing and have a fun time playing. And I think this helps the overall aspect of football, that you can still go out there at 18 or 53 or 47 and still play this game at a high level and have fun doing it.
And is that I think Carrie was telling me, your wife, who's the president of the Ravens,
Yes.
that the average spread here is right between like 18 and 53 years old.
That is correct. Yeah.
That's a huge spread.
That's a huge gap. Yes.
My man, I'm 53, and the last person that you would want playing for your Vermont Ravens is sitting right here.
I'll tell you,
looking at him.
JD, we would
No.
gladly take you.
Don't do it.
You got a contract? Sitting with
I'm
you?
saying, I got a contract in the car, and we could get you to sign.
Trust me, please believe me. My God, high RPMs, but that's about it. I go down, I stay down. This is remarkable that these players are coming from that far.
Yes, it is.
For the sole passion of playing football.
Yes. Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. I think the passion is great. And I also think it lends a hand to how well the Ravens as an organization, over the years, as you mentioned, this is our 17th, 18th season. I think that shows great respect for the Ravens organization that these guys are willing to travel this far to join our team and play for this organization. I think that's a great credit to the people that came before us, and I hope that we can just carry that great tradition on.
First home game is this Sunday at Norwich University.
Correct.
Breaking the bank to get in?
I wouldn't say breaking the bank, but it's a cost. It's just like everything else. You have to pay for the stadium. You have to pay for the referees.
Yeah.
We have to pay for. We have to either have an athletic trainer there, or you have to have EMTs there. You have to pay for that.
Yes.
So yeah, like I said, the costs add up. It's about $15,000 a year to have a season.
How do you get a ticket, and how much do they cost?
You can get a ticket. You can pre-order them on our website at www.vermontravens.com. There's a link on there to pre-buy tickets. And you can also buy them at the gate, I believe. There will be somebody there selling tickets.
How much are tickets?
Tickets are $10 for adults. Seniors are $5. Veterans are free, and anybody under 18 is free.
Seriously?
Yes.
See, I was thinking more like $20-25.
No. We try to keep it affordable for people to. We want people to come watch us.
That's super affordable.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's a movie costs more than that.
Yes.
That's unreal. I think that's great. And are there concessions there?
I'm not sure if there will be concessions this Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not sure that there was enough time for our board to get everything together. But
There's so many moving parts here, Bob.
there is a lot of moving parts, and I give credit to my wife, who is the president, as you said, and her. The board of directors that work with her, they do a lot of work behind the scenes to make this thing work. And I get to do the fun part. I get to coach and hang out with the players. So they do all the behind the scenes work, and I thank them greatly for it.
How many games? How long are we going to be playing at Norwich?
We'll have 5 home games. We have a 10-game regular season. We'll have 5 home games at Norwich, and then the playoffs, depending on where we're seated, will determine if we get another home game or not.
I remember Dan telling me about playoffs, and there's some rivalry. I think Rutland Way, somewhere down southern Vermont.
Southern Vermont, Bennington.
Yes,
Southern Vermont Storm.
Things have come down to the wire in the playoffs.
Yes.
Very close.
Yeah, that was before my days as coaching, but yes, they had some very classic last-minute games between those two teams. Yes.
We need to get this done, Bob.
Absolutely.
We need to go down there and hand it to them.
We hope so, yes.
Chris, you're aware of this?
Yes.
You know this is going to happen. So we're taking on the 2-0 Middleborough Cobras this coming Sunday.
Yes. So this is a team that we haven't played in my 4 years coaching. This will be the first time we've played them. Don't know a whole lot about them, just what I've watched on film getting ready to play the game, just scouting them a little bit. Like I said, we're a very young team this year. We have, I think, 13 new guys on the team this year, and I think we lost 14 veterans.
All right.
So
we're looking to replenish that.
We're looking to replenish, yes.
Okay. What about the other volunteers and the other coaching staff? There's got to be. It can't be just Bob Lamb.
It's not just Bob Lamb by any stretch of the imagination. I have two coaches coaching with me that I have had go back to my Spalding high school coaching days. I have Jack Davis, who coached me, started in youth football with me and coached all the way up through with me. And I have Chris West, who I brought in when I was at Spalding as a coach, and he's been coaching with me since then. So two longtime coaches.
And many other volunteers.
And many other volunteers, yes.
That are behind the scenes and at the games.
Behind the scenes and at the games, yes. We have Carl Parton and his Central Vermont Sportsnet will be live streaming our games for us, so we appreciate that. We have an announcer, Ben Brown. I don't know if you know him, local guy. He'll be announcing our games at Norwich for us. And then we also have to thank Norwich for letting us have the games there, and their football coaching staff who will be there to get the field ready for us and unlock stuff for us and show us how to set up everything. So a lot of people behind the scenes.
Now, did I hear right? Did Carrie tell me that the Vermont Ravens are now a nonprofit?
Yes, as of about 2 months ago. It took us about 6 or 7 months to work through the paperwork and finally get it approved. But yes, as of about 2 months ago, the Vermont Ravens are a 501c3 nonprofit organization now. So kudos to Carrie and kudos to our board of directors for doing that. That was a long process.
I ask both of you, what do we do to get more players, and are more players needed for the Vermont Ravens?
I'll tackle the last part first. Are more players needed? Yes, we're always looking for players. Our roster can be up to, I believe it's 50 players this year. We currently have about 35. We can add players up until the halfway point of our season, which will be after week 5. This week is week 3, so we have a couple weeks where we can add more players. And I'm going to ask Chris, what made you want to play?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Other than your kid telling you that you got to do it.
He kept, George and Mikey both just kept telling me how much fun it was. And it's like, maybe I needed this. And I never did it when I was in school. I wanted to, but I was never able to. Yep. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try it. Yeah. And now I just don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is fun.
Right.
I do enjoy it.
We're looking for those guys and girls. Whoever wants to come and try it, you're more than willing. We're looking, like Chris said, we want to have fun. And we're looking for anybody who thinks they want to try it. The guy that's never played, the girl that's never played, come try it. Give it a try.
But what about the fact that we're already into the season?
That's okay. We are still taking players. We have a couple more weeks where we can do that and fit it in and make you a part of our roster for the season.
I'm getting a text from my wife that she's saying that I should be a member of your team, that I would be a fantastic water boy.
Oh, there you go.
Whatever. I'm used to this kind of stuff.
So just on that note, I honestly believe that there's a spot for everybody, regardless of experience level, on a football team.
Except me.
Even you.
Except me.
Anybody can play somewhere.
And I'm proof of that. I've been there for 4 years, and I didn't play football before.
Jeez,
there you
man.
go.
So did you have to learn the game, Chris, or did you pretty much already?
I honestly knew very little, just the basics. I've learned, like I said, I've learned a lot from Coach Lamb, Coach Davis, Coach West, veteran players. I'm even learning some from our new players.
Wow.
From the ones that just came on, because they might do something a little different than everyone else does. And I'm still working on finding my way of doing everything.
Yeah.
So.
You look like a tough guy, but I'm guessing after some of these games and some of these practices, I don't know if you've got a hot tub, but I'm guessing you've been a little sore. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe a little bit.
Jeez, he's got a bruise right there. My God, this is that's what's so impressive and captivating for me, is to see these players playing just solely for the love of the game and nothing more.
You're very correct right there. Honestly, I actually catch myself sometimes on the sideline actually just watching the game. I know I should be coaching, but I'm actually watching the game and just taking in what's going on out there. because it's great to see. It's great to watch, and I invite everybody to come watch us on Sunday.
Bob, how did this whole this whole thing start for you? Like, take us back a good number of years here.
Okay,
not just the Ravens. Go back further.
Okay. I've been coaching about 20 years or so now. It all started, honestly, with my son. When he was in third grade, he wanted to play BYSA football. At that time, you couldn't technically start playing until you were in fifth grade. We went and talked to the coach. I think it was Bill Goldsworthy at the time, and kind of talked him into letting Drew be on the team. We didn't care if he played a whole lot, but we wanted if we could find a way to get him on the team. And he said, yeah, we can do that. So they put him on the team, and Carrie and I were at like the third or fourth practice sitting on the hill at Berry City while they were practicing. And one of the other coaches come over to me and said, hey, we need another coach. Why don't you come coach with us? And that kind of started my coaching train, I guess.
Wow.
And I started at BYSA in the youth level, coaching 5th and 6th grade with Brent Ashford, another local guy. After that, I moved on to 6th and 5th and 6th, and then I went to 7th and 8th grade and became the head coach there for a couple of years with Jack Davis, as I mentioned, who coaches with me now. And from there, went to the high school and actually coached with David Ball when he was named the head coach there for a year, did JV and assistant on varsity, and was there for a few years while David was there. And then Tyler Holcomb came in and took over Spalding for a couple of years, and I coached with him as an assistant as well. And then when Tyler left, I put my name in to be head coach at Spalding, and I became head coach in 2016.
Wow.
And coached there until the end of the 2020 season. And then how I got involved with the Ravens is my son was playing for the Ravens at the time, Drew, who you know. And they were having a player meeting, and I attended the player meeting with them just to see what it was all about. And they were looking for assistant coaches at the time, and I listened at the meeting, talked to some of the players that were there, and sounded like something I wanted to do, and said, yeah, I want to get involved in that, and had it all set up to be an assistant with the Ravens in 2021. And the head coach, for personal reasons, had to step down, and they came to me and said, do you want to step up as the head coach and take this over? And I talked it over with Carrie and decided I'd give it a try. Didn't know if I was going to like it because I had never coached. That's the one big difference is coaching adults compared to coaching high school athletes. I was a little concerned about that, but I said, yeah, let's give it a try. And here we are 4 years later.
How many, what's it like to save a kid? And I'm sure, I say how many kids do you think you've saved over the years, little kids going all the way up through middle school and high school, that have really needed some discipline, some direction, some focus?
I would like to think, number wise, I don't know. I don't know if I would ever know. I would like to think I've helped some kids. It's not the reason I do it, but yeah, I've thought of that, and I don't know how you quantify that, right? Yeah. I mean, that's tough to quantify. I would like to think that maybe I gave a kid that needed something like that a little bit of hope, and that you could, maybe help them along, help them mature a little bit, maybe put them on a nice path to adulthood kind of thing. But it's like I said, it's not what I do. I don't want to take credit for doing that. If I was able to help somebody, I'm very grateful that I was able to. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't know that I seek that. I'm grateful if it did happen.
Sure. What's it like when the head coach gets fighting with the president? Does that happen? And if it does, when it does, who wins?
She always wins. Not me. That's for sure.
Is she your boss? Technically, she's the president.
Yeah, technically she's the president of the Ravens, and I don't know that we really fight a lot of things about the Ravens. I mean, it's not our nature to do that.
Yeah.
Do we have disagreements? Sure. Do I think we need to do something one way and maybe she thinks we need to do it another way? Okay. Usually she gets her way, which is fine. It usually turns out to be the right way anyways.
Good answer. I want to ask you guys about the trading cards.
Yes.
Tell me about that, both of you.
Chris, I'll let you start with that one. What do you think of them?
I think they're. Well, let's try to English this. Wow.
They're pretty nice looking.
They are. This year's are really nice. They've been. Well, I think this is. We've had them. Have we had them for 4 years?
Yeah.
I think we have had them for 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's. They're designed and created by the president.
Yep.
she does
does
all
an
the work.
excellent job on those.
But yeah, I think they're a great way to get kids involved.
Yeah.
Kids at our game. Heritage Days is coming up here in a few weeks. We're going to have Ravens at Heritage Days. We're going to have a booth. So
great.
The kids can go around and go up to any Ravens player. They're going to have cards that they'll give out. They'll sign them.
Chris, you'll be there?
And the kids really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I should be there.
Yeah, okay. Chris will be there. Yeah, we should have a bunch of guys there for that.
You're also going to be pushing a new kind of a reading campaign for youth.
Yes, it's called Tackling Reading, and the way that's going to go is there's a flyer that kids can get, and they'll be available at Heritage Days, and you write down, I think you have to read 10 books, and once you complete that, if you turn it in at a game, we'll do a little recognition ceremony at halftime of one of our home games for you, and obviously you'll get to do the autograph session with the Ravens and come on the field with us maybe during warm-ups, and just we're looking for a way to get kids reading, and 2, to get the community involved as a whole kind of thing.
Can we sign up for that during Heritage Festival?
I believe you can, yes. I believe that will be available.
And how much do these trading cards cost?
They cost nothing.
Love that. And the players, if you see a player,
just tap them on the shoulder and say, "Can I have your trading card?" And they'll be more than happy to give it to you.
And maybe sign it.
And sign it, yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Are you guys going to be in the parade?
I believe we're going to be in the parade. We're going to do the truck pull. We do that every year. And we're going to have a booth there where there's going to be, I think, a football toss game for the kids to do, and that's going to be a good time. We're really looking forward to it.
Have I don't know if I should ask this. Have there been years that the Ravens have not won the downtown Toedown?
I don't know the whole history, but if there has been, I would say not many.
Same. Yeah. You guys have been doing that for a long time.
Yes, they have. Yep.
Long time. I hope to get, you were mentioning David Ball earlier. I hope to get David. I just texted him today, as a matter of fact, a couple hours ago.
David's a great guy.
I would love to get him on the air just to talk about his story. He signed on as a free agent with the Giants and the Eagles, am I right?
Eagles, yes. He was in Eagles training camp the last time, yes.
Okay.
But he actually went to Eagles training camp as he was coaching at Spalding. He had to leave Spalding to go there. And he was in training camp there and was doing pretty well from everything I understand, and unfortunately got hurt. He hurt his finger.
Yeah.
And
what was it like coaching with him at Spalding?
He's very knowledgeable. He's a very approachable guy. He's easy to talk to. I had no real issues with David. He's a great guy. I had a fun time being there with him.
I want to talk some smack on Clay because he's watching right now. He's tuned in.
Yeah.
Why is such a guy like that retiring? What's that all about?
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
He looks like he's in the finest condition he's ever been in. What are you talking?
He is in pretty good condition. I'm not sure what's going on there. No, but all seriousness, I think he has a son now that's entering that BYSA football phase, and I can't fault him for wanting to be involved with that. That's a great thing. As a dad, you can't beat that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You've got some players that are over 50 years old.
We do. And we have guys that travel from all over the place too. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How many members on the team?
I believe we're at 35 right now as of today.
I'm going to show a picture of the. I'm not sure when this picture was taken. But,
Is that the ones in the stands?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago. That was from a team that actually went to the NFL League Championship.
Looks like a bunch of tough boys. Some of them look familiar.
Yes, there's a few Barry guys in there that played at Spalding.
And Chris, you're how long are you going to do this, man?
Until I can't anymore. I'm not sure how long.
You're a big boy. I would imagine that when somebody hits you, they come to a pretty good stop. I mean, but it's gotta at some point you gotta I mean, my God, buddy.
So what he said, until I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, what does that say? What is he saying?
If you ask probably any guy on our team, they're probably going to give you that same answer. And I think it's just like I said, they have a love for the game, and they're having fun, and they just want to do it until they literally cannot do it anymore.
Wow. I'm just I'm showing some of the pictures of some of your players here, and I know that one of them in particular here, Anthony LaRosa, is now a Hall of Famer.
Yes, he's a former player. He's not playing anymore.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he just was newly elected into the Ravens Hall of Fame. Yes.
Tell me about Pete Everett. Former head coach.
He is a former head coach. I've only met him a couple of times, but he seems like a great guy. I know he was involved with the Ravens for quite a long time as a head coach and other duties as well. Because we all know that even though this is a semi-pro organization, everybody wears more than one hat.
And the former coach and volunteer and board member, Dick Powell.
Dick Powell, he's another one that I've only met a handful of times. But again, seems like another great guy. Haven't had a whole lot of time to sit down and talk with them, but they are spoken of very highly by current Ravens and former Ravens players.
Again, 2 p.m. is kickoff.
2 p.m. kickoff this Sunday
This
at
coming
Norwich
Sunday.
University.
Norwich University, and it's safe to say that's the new home for the Ravens?
For this year, yes. We're hoping long term, but for this year, absolutely.
What about the past? Kudos to Jet Service and that.
Kudos to Jeff Lowe and Jet Service. They actually built us a practice field up behind the Jet Service building that we use to practice on. Like I said, we practice twice a week, Tuesday and Thursdays, 6 p.m. up there at Jet Service. So huge shout out to them, and a huge shout out to South Burlington High School, who was home field for us for many, many years. But like I said, we wanted to try to shift our base more towards Central Vermont to try to draw in this crowd. So that's kind of why we went to Norwich University this year.
Chris, what do you want to close out with? I'm guessing that you're thinking you'd love to meet some future players.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always good to meet new players. So I'd love to see some new ones. I'd like us to actually fill our roster. That would be nice.
How many more do we have? Many more spots?
I think we have at least 15 spots, if my math is correct.
All right. And it's not too late.
It's not too late. We have a couple more weeks that we can add people to our roster.
VermontRavens.com.
.com, yes.
That's kind of that's the hub right there.
That's the hub. Yep.
Learn about the team.
Learn about the team. You can contact us to get involved or
be a volunteer.
Even as a volunteer player, yes. Yes,
volunteer player
is
and anything.
Yep.
Tickets. We mentioned that.
Yep. Tickets are on the website also.
Maybe a donation.
We're always taking donations. Yep. If you want to help us out a little bit, yes.
Or if you want to be a sponsor.
We do offer sponsorship packages. I believe all the information is also on the website that explains that.
So we're in our 17th or 18th season right now.
Yes.
This is remarkable that the Ravens have continued to grow.
Yes.
I think of the Frost Heaves. You remember the Frost Heaves?
I remember the Frosties, yeah.
and how unfortunate that was such a, for lack of a better term, flash in the pan.
Yes.
Came and went quickly.
Yes.
But you guys are not a flash in the pan. You're sticking around. You've been here for a long time.
We're hoping to be here a long,
you're
long
not
time
going
to come.
anywhere. You're not going anywhere.
We are not going anywhere.
The Vermont Ravens. It was so great to have Clay in here in the past, and George and Paul, Winters, and now Chris, and to meet you, Bob, finally, and your wife, Carrie. You guys are doing such a great job, and Melissa Wilson, the secretary and board member.
Yes.
There's a lot that goes on off of that field
Yes.
to make it happen.
Yes, there is.
Please come out and support the Vermont Ravens. Bring the family. Enjoy the game this coming Sunday, taking on the Cobras, Middleborough Cobras, who are 2-0.
Correct.
Are we going to destroy them?
That's what we're hoping to do. Yes.
right,
Come
all
on out and watch us, please.
My God, it sounds like it's just perfect, man. You know, it really does. Get out there and enjoy a summer afternoon football game. Bob Lamb, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Chris Emmons, fourth season with the Vermontiers. Thank you, my friend, and it's an honor to meet both of you. And
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you get back in here any damn time you want. Carrie knows that. We tell her all the time. Anything you guys want to talk about,
Perfect. I appreciate that.
we'll get you in here. We'll get you on with Lori Shepard too in the Four Corners.
I look forward
podcast.
to it.
You guys are doing a hell of a job.
Thank you, JD.
Thank you so much for coming in here, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right.
Thank you. You too.